Sri, it's great. Thanks for having me today. So just to take a step back, what DoubleVerify does is we help major global brands, so folks like Unilever, Mondelez, Pepsi, we help them really navigate the increasingly challenging digital ad ecosystem to make sure that their ads, their advertisements show up in places that are brand safe, brand suitable for them, and they're actually seen by a human being. And the environment where an ad shows up is increasingly important to consumers. In a recent survey, we found that over 60% of consumers relate where an ad shows up and the content that it's around directly with that brand. And if it's around, for example, misinformation or disinformation or content that could be considered hate speech, it reflects negatively on that brand and actually keeps people from considering purchasing that brand. The way AI has been playing into things, and it's been all over the advertising space, there's some great things about AI. AI is helping creatives create more creative ads. It's helping advertisers buy media more efficiently and more effectively. But it's also creating challenges, too. AI can help spread disinformation. It helps perpetrate fraud. So just as recently as last week, we found an audio advertising fraud scam that was perpetrated by AI that was stealing over $1 million a month from advertisers. So AI is both a great tool that advertisers are using to create great content, buy media, but it's also being used to spread some pretty nasty stuff.
And we were talking about how Mark Reed, the CEO of WPP, the biggest advertising group in the world, was targeted by a deepfake scam involving an artificial intelligence voice clone. How do you even begin to put guardrails around this technology?
Yeah, I mean, there's an old saying, you fight fire with fire, right? And what we do at DV and what the industry is looking at doing is how do we use AI to smoke out AI, right? So using tools to help classify content, to find instances of deep fakes, and to align content so that if it's disinformation, we can keep ads away from it.
Mark, can you shed more light on the operating environment and business conditions? How challenging is it out there?
I think for the most part, the advertising industry is fairly healthy this year. Our business, particularly in APAC, last quarter grew 33%. And we've closed new deals this year with folks like Haleon, Pepsi, other large global advertisers. I think it depends, right? Over the last 2 years, we've seen various market conditions. EMEA was in a very tough state in 2022, heading into 23. We came out of the year relatively strong. APAC is starting to roar back now on the advertising front. So it definitely is variable, but for the most part, I think the ad business is pretty healthy.